The Egyptians are one of the most famous civilizations in history, known for their impressive achievements in art, architecture, and culture. However, they weren't the only civilization around during their rise to power. In fact, there were several other civilizations that predated and coexisted with the Egyptians, some of which were quite advanced. Here are 5 civilizations that disappeared before the Egyptians caught up with them. 1. The Sumerians. The Sumerians are considered to be the first advanced civilization in human history. They settled in the region of Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, Kuwait, and Turkey around 2900 BC. They were known for their magnificent palaces, such as Knossos, which housed a sophisticated administration, art, and culture. They were known for their warrior culture, their monumental architecture, such as the Lion Gate at Mycenae, and their contributions to Greek mythology and literature. However, their civilization declined during the Late Bronze Age collapse, which saw the downfall of many ancient empires. The Egyptians had some contact with the Mycenaeans through trade and cultural exchange, as evidenced by the discovery of Egyptian artifacts in Mycenaean tombs. However, their civilization declined after a series of natural disasters and possibly due to pressure from neighboring civilizations, including the Mycenaeans. The Egyptians had some contact with the Minoans as they traded with the Mycenaeans, who controlled the eastern Mediterranean Sea. They developed the world's first cities, invented the wheel and the plow, and made significant advancements in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. However, their civilization began to decline around 2350 BC, possibly due to climate change or overpopulation, which may have led to resource depletion and warfare. The Egyptians, who settled along the Nile River around 3100 BC, were influenced by the Sumerians and adopted many of their innovations, such as their writing system and their knowledge of mathematics. 2. The Akkadians. The Akkadians were a group of people who lived in the region of Akkad, located in modern-day northern Iraq. Their civilization flourished around 2300 BC, and they became the first empire in history by conquering the Sumerians and other Mesopotamian city-states. They were known for their military strength and their innovations in agriculture, trade, and architecture. However, their empire collapsed around 2100 BC, possibly due to internal conflicts or pressure from neighboring civilizations. The Egyptians were aware of the Akkadians and they even adopted some of their customs, such as their use of hieroglyphics and their belief in a pantheon of gods. 3. The Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization was one of the world's earliest urban civilizations. It flourished in the northwestern region of the Indian subcontinent from around 2800 to 1800 BC. The civilization is known for its advanced cities, such as Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, which featured sophisticated urban planning, drainage systems, and public works. However, the civilization's decline is a mystery as its cities were abruptly abandoned and its people disappeared without a trace. Some theories suggest that climate change, natural disasters, or the arrival of nomadic invaders may have played a role. The Egyptians had no direct contact with the Indus Valley civilization, but they were aware of the region as they traded with merchants who traveled along the coast of Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. 4. The Minoans. The Minoans were an advanced Bronze Age civilization that flourished on the Greek island of Crete from around 2700 to 1450 BC. 5. The Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans were a powerful civilization that dominated the Greek mainland from around 1600 to 1100 BC.